Hello, everybody. I'm here with another YouTube video. My name is Jens Pateo, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. I want to talk about how we are beings that are both conscious and subconscious. A human being is a being that is both a conscious being, but also has a big subconscious part, and we all have a big subconscious part. And it really helps with our spiritual evolution if we bring the subconscious more into the conscious. I'm not saying that we have to be fully conscious, but I think for most people, for most of us, for almost everyone, that is an impossibility because there is a part of us that is conscious, and the subconscious has its role, has a certain function, also a natural function in our being. But the more and it helps us, it can help us. The subconscious is there also to help us to to take over some learning tasks. And so because if we would be fully conscious 100%, we will not be able to handle it because of all the impressions coming in. So we are kind of the tip of the iceberg, but it helps if we clean out the iceberg that is below the surface. And that's what's important. The subconscious works for us, but it also can work against us if we hold um, unhealthy patterns in the subconscious, unhealthy belief systems. And that's what being conscious is all about, is bringing to conscious awareness those patterns, those belief systems, those energies that are not serving you. It's like you have, the conscious level is this and our subconscious level is this. And when we hold something in the subconscious level, be it, limiting belief systems, for example, the belief, I am not worthy of love. That's something a lot of people have because they had bad childhood experiences about not being loved and so or something. That influences your whole life, and you may not even be on the conscious level be aware that you're holding these beliefs. But because the subconscious is so powerful, and because you hold these beliefs, you will live in a lesser way. You will not have Your life could be much more beautiful and enriching if you get rid of those subconscious limiting patterns. So that's what I'm saying. Like the subconscious, it can work for us, but it can also work against us. And so it is our task to really go inside. What people, when people say look inside, go inside, is really looking at the patterns that are inside in your subconscious. And some patterns may be like a little bit in the subconscious and the conscious mind, but other patterns may be totally in the subconscious. And when we state the intention to grow spiritually, to be more conscious, that's when these subconscious patterns will start to come more into the conscious mind. And usually, depending on how deeply anchored they are in our being, for example, if it is a belief system that it was formed during childhood, we were forged in the fire of our childhood, that may take a while to clear. So it's not, oh, I'm conscious of it and, I'm just gonna wish it away. No, there has to be a concerted effort to change it, because it's like a groove, like the grooves in a road that has been driven a lot. There are grooves, and there are grooves in our subconscious created by this repetitive behavior created from our subconscious. It's actually like a self-fulfilling thing, and you always get into these grooves. So the thing is, you need to get out of it. You need to reprogram those grooves and not getting in those grooves in your subconscious. So that's what being conscious is all about. It's really reprogramming your conscious. And the subconscious is a very powerful thing, and we can actually use it to our advantage when we actually reprogram our subconscious by being conscious, because we're always going to be beings that are both subconscious and conscious. And I remember, before I even went into spirituality, I remember being confronted with the power of the subconscious and how it actually learns. Your subconscious is learning the whole time. And it was it was in the 90s, and it was a computer program, and it had two CD-ROMs, two CDs. And sometimes you had to put in the second CD if a part of the program was not on the first CD. So then the program said, okay, you have to put in the second CD-ROM. And so sometimes when you clicked on install, you wouldn't know if it was going to work, because the program might be on the first or the second CD. So what happened is, for some reason, suddenly I was able, after a while, to predict, oh, now it's going to work. So now the right CD is in there. So now if I click install, it's going to work. And I was like, and I could predict it every time. And I was like, how do I know this? How do I know that the right CD-ROM is in the PC. And then I suddenly noticed that the install icon changed just a subtle bit. And I never noticed that on the conscious level before, but my subconscious noticed, and my subconscious made the link, learned it, that little, that little change of the icon, it was very subtle, that meant that the right CD was in. And it was like, oh my God, I never noticed this, but my subconscious knew. So that's why I was able to predict that the right CD was in, just by that little change that my subconscious had noticed. So this is the power of our subconscious, and it really opened my eyes to how we actually learn from how our subconscious, recognizes patterns and takes them in and applies them in our life. And that's like a natural survival strategy. It's part of living in the 3D world, but it also can work against us if we're taking on, for example, if you grew up in a childhood and your parents really didn't pay attention to your love, you might have the subconscious impression that you're not loved enough. So it's really, really important to acknowledge the power of the subconscious and start working with it and making it work in your favor. Tell yourself every day that you love yourself. If you do that, you will train your subconscious to be more positive. And that's actually all it takes, is to be conscious and to actively work with it and to keep going at it, because it takes, especially deeply ingrained, like I said, the deeply ingrained grooves, they take a lot of time to be reprogrammed, actually. So that's a really important thing I want to mention here is we have to acknowledge that we have a subconscious, and even on the energetic level, as a person who is sensitive to energy, sometimes I feel people's subconscious energy. Like, for example, if people want to get something from you, like on the energetic level, they'll like reach out and try to pull something from you, for example, in a certain situation, and they're not doing that on a conscious level, but they're doing that on a subconscious level. So even in relationships, it's very important to realize that we are actually all the time sending out energy and interacting with people on a subconscious level. And for me, it's very fascinating to feel that, like how these subconscious and energetic interactions happen. It's a fascinating thing, really, because it's I really know, and I really felt that people have a subconscious part where they do certain things. Even people who are how would I say, not aware that even that they have an aura, I don't believe in, or I don't believe in energy, who are pure 2D. Also, of course, they are spiritual beings, and they have an energy and they have an aura around them, and they also use their energy in subconscious ways, and it's really good to become aware of that. Also, how we use our energy, in day-to-day interactions, and we've all been, we can have nice interactions, we can also have like more negative interaction, and we've all been guilty of using our subconscious energy in a negative way sometimes, when we're not feeling good and we want to get something from somebody. On this extreme end of the spectrum, you have people who like really want to drain people of energy sometimes. Those exist too, and usually those people, they do it subconsciously. They don't know their aura is sending out tendrils to like get energy from people, but they're doing it on a subconscious level. So there is a big part of our beingness, of our energy, that is below conscious awareness. So it helps, in interactions, and also for yourself to really become aware of that, and to become more conscious of your psyche, more conscious of your energy, and that really will strengthen yourself, and that really will make you lead a better life if you just can identify your subconscious patterns and work with the subconscious to reprogram it in a positive way. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to share, subscribe, and like, and see you in the next video. Thank you.